Hi, I'm Andreas Price with Goosey Games. We are from Germany and we have been publishing filler games, i.e. short games for adults, something that you might be wanting to play with a beer or coffee in your hand with your friends for the last 3 years. So we are relatively new to the scene.
Okay, thank you. And what is the game? What is your game?
We have two novelties this year.
Yeah.
One being Surfosaurus Max. Surfosaurus Max is by Ikwan Kwon, South Korean designer.
Oh.
Illustrated by Matthias Mödel. Plays in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Ages 10 and up is what we put on there. If you have kids who are used to playing board games, if they're a little younger, it's probably still okay. For 2 to 6 players. It's a card game, as you might be able to tell.
Yep.
And it comes with 7 suits, so 7 colors. And each suit has values from 1 to 12. The stronger a card, which would be the 12th, the strongest, the fewer victory points on there, and vice versa. Shuffle all the cards, and then you deal 7 cards to each player. Cards look like this, for example. Whenever it's your turn, you're going to play one of your cards face up in front of yourself, redraw immediately. That goes around the table, depends on the player count, how often. This is a setup for 3 players, for example. As you can see from the little cheat sheet, the overview, in a 3-player game, everybody plays 3 cards. And once that's done, you're going to have a look at the one best possible combination on the table out of all the cards by all the players. Doesn't really matter who played what. So these combinations are fairly close to poker hands. So a straight flush, i.e. Sequential cards of the same color would be the strongest, and then it goes down to 4 of a kind in a 3-player game. And a flush and a straight, and then just high cards if nothing else is on the table. The thing is, you have to cooperate with everybody else. It's semi-cooperative in that sense that you cannot win alone. It is not a matter of you playing the strongest cards, but it's more a matter of you playing the best cards to cooperate with everybody else. And if you've done that successfully, if you manage to contribute a card to the winning combination, you individually score that card or those cards. So you win or create combinations together, but everybody just gets points from their personal cards, which is of course where the game gets tricky, right? If you score full points, you're gonna put them underneath your full coconut card for later, of course, scoring. And if you score half points, they're going to go under your half coconut card. You score half points whenever there's a tie that is not resolvable, that you can't break by values. Usually if there's a tie, higher values, stronger values win. So if there's, for example, a straight and you're a 3-player game, so 4 cards matter, but you have more than 4 cards in sequential numbers, then the lowest number or numbers get dropped. No points for that player. Doesn't work, for example, if you have 4 of a kind, and it's not 4 of a kind, it's 6 of a kind. Then, because there's no way to break that tie, everybody scores half points for those. You never discard your hand. The Surfosaurus, which is, of course, the starting player marker, just goes from one surfboard to the next. Shows who's the starting player. And don't discard your hand. Keep on playing until you've repaid the right number of rounds, which also depends on the player count, of course. Whoever scores the most points total wins. Any questions, or would you like me to go for the next game?
How can we operate? You said we must operate.
You can't upgrade. No, you directly, whenever you score a card, whenever you make victory points, then you put it under your. Everybody has a half and a full coconut. It's just to hide the cards and the points, and then in the game, later in the game, at the end of the game, to be precise, then you have a look and you go, okay. These score full, so this is 24 points at the moment. These score half, and that's 3 points total. So full and half points are on each card. And it's just to separate the cards that you score.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Good.
This is very, very lovely.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I mean, in the end, it's just a gimmick, but it's a pretty good gimmick.
Very good.
Right.
Okay, what is this?
That would be Lunar Laser Frog,
Lunar Light Fox.
which has also been illustrated by the same illustrator, Matthias Mödel. And it's an in-house development as a design. Everybody gets the same 5 cards, but with different icons on them, so you can tell them apart. There's a meteor player and a black hole player and a rocket player and whatnot. This game is for 3 to 8 players.
3 to 8.
15 minutes playtime roughly, and it's a little younger than this, so we put 8 and up on the box.
Yeah.
If it is my turn, I'm going to roll all 6 dice.
6 die.
And each die has a pink, a yellow, and a blue frog on it, as well as 2 blank sides and 1 side that has 2 colors.
Yeah.
So each 2-color combination exists twice. I'm going to roll all the dice in 3 waves, and a wave must have at least 1 die, else it isn't a wave.
Yeah.
So it might work like this. Single one, a bunch of them, and another bunch of them. Simultaneously, while I'm doing that, there's no set point where you have to react to it, but everybody else at the table is throwing in exactly 1 of their cards face down into the box. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a face down stack of cards that once all the dice have been rolled and all the cards have been thrown, you're going to remove from the box without changing the order. And whoever played a particular color card first is going to get 1 point. Let's say the example looks like this. 1 point for each die that actually shows that color. 1 point for blue in this. If you are the second player to play a card,
Blue? Yeah.
you don't get anything. Unless you are a lot of players. So like I said, it goes for up to 6, 7, 8 players, and then the first 2 cards count. But usually it's the first card. Second one doesn't get anything. Yellow at the moment gets 1 point.
1 point.
Blank scores 2 points per die. So these would be at the moment 6. But if a color is missing completely, so going back to what I actually rolled, there's no blue, which means that blue gets lasered on all of the dice. Suddenly, these are not blank at all. They are blue. And this is blue and yellow, blue and pink, and this is all 3 colors. So because blue doesn't exist, it gets 6 points rather than no points. So there's a little twist there. There's 1 more card, which is gray. If you're late, you can throw gray into the box, and then you get 1 point for each card played previously. If I'm the player who rolls the dice, I'm going to copy the points of one of the other players because I am not playing a card, and I'm going to do that before cards are revealed and points are counted. So yeah, that's how that basically goes. You play a couple of times until everybody has had the same number of goes at the dice, and whoever scores the most points, which are noted by these point cards, 1s and 5s, 10 and 20s. Once that's been done, whoever has the most points scores. There you go.
You must decide very quick.
Yeah, exactly. And there's actually a moment where you want to be quick, of course, because you want to be the first in a color. But if you are too quick, you don't know yet what the dice show. So holding out a little at least might make a lot of sense.
Okay. Very funny.
Thank you very much. No, I think they're both very good games. I like them. Obviously, I mean, I published them. I wouldn't have otherwise, but I'm quite happy with this year's lineup.
Oh, very good. Okay, I'm very glad to see Ponyclan.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, no, it was very good. If you're watching, that was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. To introduce your games.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the fair.
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Yes.